So guys, let's start our class. Reward. It's time to study AGLA instead of chasing new Fury clothes outfits. Okay. So today we have 3 topics. First topic is inverse matrix. Second topic will be thanks to Timothy, because he asked again about why do we need linear algebra, and I tried to explain again the concept what we about our syllabus, and even more not about this semester but 2 semesters long, because we will have linear algebra 1 and linear algebra 2. I mean AGLA1, AGLA2. After this we will try to understand the changing the basis, and probably I will try to do it in different manner rather than the previous group, because they didn't get this topic. First of all, we need 2 volunteers. Yes, you and okay. So actually you need to solve this system of linear equations. So guys, you need to solve this system of linear equations.
Only x?
X, yes.
Это же трек.
Давай, решай.
Это же трек.
Сюда.
Типа там они либо параллельны, либо они...
Решай, давай.
Либо они друг в друге лежат.
Да, она умничка. Она. Давай, стирай. Галерка. Давай решай, хватит лайкать котов. У нас вроде договор был. Окей. You finish?
I just arrived.
Okay, let's check. Okay, you can take a seat. Ну ты реши, где у тебя ответ верный. Вон, сверху. Did you receive the same answer, no?
No. First, I had the same answer, but I saw in the same
Guys, you
one.
cannot solve the systems of linear equation. Come on. Okay.
Почему ты не выезжаешь единичку на 2?
Да, точно. Спасибо, что...
So, okay. We'll choose this answer.
What?
So it's okay. It's the right answer. It seems so. You received the same. Только у тебя было 3/4 классных своих. Right. But actually, what can we can write it in different manner. By the way, you already solved inverted matrix. Congrats. Actually, what is it? A something this. What's the definition of inverse matrix?
Definition for inverse matrix in a rational matrix give us identical matrices.
So that's it.
Yes.
So why I'm showing this? If you forget all methods, I mean some more fancy methods we will cover today, you can just write it as a system of linear equations and solve it. Even more, you need to understand that, as I told you, it's just representation. So all methods which you can use there, you can use there. What I'm talking about? Multiplication of the row. So we can say that we multiply on 2, and it means that we multiply this place on 2 and this place on 2. We can say subtract, or I mean summarization, or let's say subtraction with that, and so on. Now, so we will receive the answer. Now we can see that how many methods do you know about how to find the inverse matrix?
2. I know one, but there's 2.
Okay, what do you know?
Gauss, Jordan.
Gauss elimination, and second one? No, actually it's called in Russian аккумуляющие миноры. In English it's not very popular method. They're not using this. But actually, so some properties, why do we need it? Actually, we discussed in previous class. Properties, how to find this classical, and Gauss and Jordan. So what the problem with classical approach or метод аккумуляющих миноров? The problem is that it's when we are talking about coding, or we are talking about our functions in Python or whatever, all of them using Gaussian method, not this one, because it's faster, and even more you can parallelize the solver. At least when I was in third year in Bauman State University, I did it in my class. So I coded, I tried to parallelize the Gaussian method. Also, what the problem? So today we won't cover this method. If you want, you can try to do it at home. But as for me, it's a useless method. There is a case study and how to solve it. So you can make reverse engineering one stuff. We are talking about Gauss and Jordan. Let's rewrite it again. It's just a notation that we can write it like this. What the goal of our task is that now we have an instrument there. In the end, we should receive it there on the left side. What we will receive in the end, actually, now you, I hope so, you have our solution of system linear equations. Try to look on our solution, we will receive our solution, and after this, try to look at your solution in terms of system of linear equations and what we will receive. So how we are solving Gaussian method? There are two steps. First step is to receive the triangular matrix there. So we should receive even more, we can be A, B, 0. This first step. Of course, when we have so in our case it should be, I don't know, it should be there 1 minus 2, 2. It's your step. Second one, we are trying to make it in the. We will practice, of course, but right now I'm just explaining. What can we do with all this stuff? Again, we can multiply on scalar. Like 5 means that we multiply both sides. It's quite crucial because many people forget to multiply this factor on 5. We can subtract this value from this value. So we can do the same what we did on common, on our common practice during the school program. What can I do there to receive 0? I just need to multiply on 3 and after this subtract. I will write it explicitly right now. So then multiply this on 3. It will be 3, 6, 3, 0, 3, 4, 1. After this I multiply, subtract it. It will be okay. Now I want to say reduce this point. I want to receive 0. What can I do? But we can summarize them. So it will be 1, 0, minus 2, 1. In the last step, we need to divide it with 1 minus 2.
How do we get the second step?
This one.
Yes,
We just multiply on 3.
why do we
You can do anything because actually it's your. You just need to solve system of linear equations. What I did that the typical goal when you're coding, you have this value somehow. You have, for instance, we have matrix 4 by 4, for instance. So it will be 1, 5, 3, 2, and something there. First of all, just multiply on this value minus this. Multiply on this value minus this. Multiply on this value minus this. Why? Because after this step, you will receive 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. After this, you took this value and again. So when you want to make triangular form, it's just multiplication and subtraction. How did you do it in common stuff? In common, you take one equation, which is okay, plus y equal to 3, 1x minus y equal to 2. I want to subtract this from this. What can I write? I can choose any equation as I want. It will be, for instance, 1x minus y equal to 2. And the result of this. It will be minus x minus 2y equal to what? Minus 1.
For example, we have 3, 6, 3, 0. After that, we subtract 3, right?
Yes.
If we get 1, 2, 1,
It's, how to say,
I got it.
we Okay, we should receive the, 1 there. I just maybe it wasn't so clear. Did you get it? Yeah.
I didn't get how we receive the 12th one.
This one?
Yes.
Again, we subtract this from this. We receive this one. This one, okay, I make it not trick actually, because I will show one more complicated example. Okay. So we just, it's our first level. Or you can divide by 3. Divide by 3.
So we can do anything to get values from other metrics.
Yeah.
We can do anything to get the same values as in the other metrics.
What do you mean by anything? We can do what
Divide,
we usually
multiply,
yes,
subtraction.
it's common, again, I showed that it's just a representation of system of equations.
Okay.
What you did on system of linear equations, you can do there. Is the reason why we start from this. Yes, I
Are we allowed to write matrices as a system of linear equations and to solve it using tests?
Yes, I told you, you can do it. Why we are doing this?
During the test.
You may ask, it will be specified what method you need to use during the exam. I know. You can do whatever you like.
Is it possible that
Is the reason why I said if you don't know how to solve it in more fancy manner, do it just as a system.
okay, but is it possible that in any assignment on the test we will be asked to solve to find inverse matrix using classical approach?
No.
No?
No. I will check especially for you, because I don't see any reason to give you this classical method. So 4x4 again. It's more fancy, they change the rows. Actually you can change the rows. I hope you understand. So we can solve them. Of course we need to solve in the right part too. Now let's go to the practice. Who wants to be a volunteer? Okay, I'd like to Timothy and the parent. Okay, go. Could you solve that 3 by 8?
3 by 3.
Да, ты 3 by.
Only square root matrices have inverses.
Что еще раз? Could you repeat?
Only square root.
Yes. Guys, again, we can solve only squared matrix. When we talk about inverse matrix, we can solve it, we can find inverse matrix only for squared matrices.
What's happening
Right now.
What's happening
But
when
it can be.
No. There exists a pseudo-inverse matrix, but it will be only on next semester.
when we are finding the inverse matrix, we find the way how to get our bases back or what?
Guys, about inverse matrix and this stuff, you can try to think that you can think about this in 2 ways. In one case, you can try to think is that it's just operation, like we know multiplication, summarization, and so on. Second one, you can try to be more abstract, as you wanted to think that it's matrix transformation and blah blah blah. Actually, you don't need to think in this manner. If you dive into the topic in linear algebra, you really need it in your practice. In this case, you can try. You need to spend time when you will feel it on the fingers, and after this, you can try to think in terms of transformations and so on. Right now, we just need to know how to use inverse matrix. That's it. So now for you, it's just operation, like multiplication, transpose, and so on. Nothing more.
Представляешь, вот здесь была единица, была ноль. Попробуй эту систему, потом посмотри, что ты делаешь с ней, и поставить так. Ну, сильно по факту все пиздец. Тебе надо поставить минус сейчас, оценить его. Что мы делаем? Вот тебе надо получить здесь на хорошо, это потом снимаем. Ты можешь отдельно здесь писать, а ты можешь, ну, типа, отпустить сюда и все записать потом. Ты вот такой
What should I do now? I do this. First of all, I multiply by 5/3.
Yeah, okay, yes, fine.
Then I subtract it. Then
Yeah, you divide
What's
by
next?
5.
then I divide it by.
Now you go to receive. So to receive there is 0.
Therefore, for this I should not
Just subtract. You can always subtract or whatever. I mean, add them. You need to receive 0 there. So what can you do?
I can multiple
Multiply plus summarize. Yes, summarize.
here. Yes.
Okay, things like this.
So before I
So after this, you need to summarize them.
and then on 0. Summarize.
And after this, multiply 1. So you need to receive 1 there. Ну, сейчас посмотрим ответ и к чему идущий еще помнит тоже.
Нет, все это ответ, что ли?
Ну да.
Ну, это неправильно напишу здесь тогда.
Ну, как бы точно не должно быть нулевой, но типа да, ответ у тебя должен быть с той стороны, да.
Мы умножаем только первую строчку, я называю эту строчку, ты можешь не править. Мы получили, когда мы вычитали, мы тут получили то, что из этого вычитали вот это, а тут получили...
Это я просто, ну как его, по факту я должен был записать снова 3-6, или вообще их не записывать. Просто ты же можешь сразу несколько действий делать на... Ну просто как бы я понял, я слишком это, как бы, да, ну, я понял, я слишком какого. Я просто любил в детстве еще вот этой всей штукой заниматься, там, в 11 классе упрощать выражения, там, по 5 страниц, мне это весело было.
Повезло.
Что 3 скажи?
Ну, это упрощение выражений, это все, это то же самое, работа с выражениями. Просто чисто.
Здесь есть.
А так смотрится в каком-то 9 классе. I don't remember the answer.
Can
You
you
can check that others. So.
is there or not?
What again?
Is there answer?
No, I don't remember the answer.
GeoGebra.
No, inverse matrix.
Three, 5, 5, 9.
3, 5.
5, 9.
Mm-hmm. So there is answer for the first one.
Please close.
Ты нашел ошибку?
Типа, как я написал матрицу 1.0.1, да? Вот я умножаю, что-то сначала.
Ну, на 5 на 3, да, ну.
У меня здесь получается 5.0 на 3. Я что не так делаю?
То. Потом ты отнимаешь, ну в чем?
Да, ну типа первое у меня остается же.
Не-не-не, ты должен менять.
Ну, какая
Ты все
разница?
меняешь, нет. Вот в этом-то. У тебя полностью... Сейчас я объясню еще раз, я думаю. For the B? Wait a moment.
Типа я же потом их все равно сокращу.
Нет. Could you? А, я вот вижу уже 2 минус 1. 0, 0. Так. 0. Вот так, да? Бам. Коля, could you help him? Could you help?
А, если я делю на 5, я же должен и ту матрицу поделить на 5.
Да. Я понял уже. Спасибо.
Можно вопрос?
Давай.
Там мы выполнили сложение, мы оставляем нижнюю строчку какого клада.
Ты можешь как... Ну, ты же когда работаешь с двумя уравнениями, ты что делаешь?
Ну, ну да.
Народ, еще раз, кто не понял, вы работаете как с обычными уравнениями, просто у вас вместо x и y появляются плюсы, ну типа у вас чиселки просто, вы с ними то же самое делаете, умножаете, делите, вычитаете. Что еще раз? Фу, вот. Что там, у тебя двойки, там все на 2 делиться должно. 9 вторых, что-то там, да?
After we have 1 and 1 here, we can kind of subtract 5 first row from the second row. And then here will be the and something else here. Yes. Окей, мы вычтем, ну, типа, вот здесь у нас будет единичка, здесь 5 единичек. Чтобы здесь получить 0, мы вычтем первую строчку 5 раз. Ну, типа, первую строчку умножим на 5. Да, если такие вычтем 5 раз единичку 0, то получится еще 5 фигня. Вот. Дальше, вот, ну, 5 можно будет снова делением, размножением. И дальше с этим мы снова типа справимся. Вот этим. Ну, это тоже не стоит разработан. Вот, вот здесь уже будет 0, вот это мы не испортим. Вот, а мы это сделаем не 0. А тут получается.
Там все было 19 долларов. Там все 19
А, ответ?
Ну там единичка была там. Сейчас уже верно. Вот, смотри. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2.
Ну, например, да. Ну, можно попробовать вместо этого, типа, если тебе нравится, можно вот это куда начать, а потом и тогда все равно получится. Да.
Это тоже верно, это тоже верно. Ну, мы сейчас нажмем.
1, 3, 4.
А, тут 2. Ну ладно. Бывает. Почти все, кроме одной. About the stats, guys. During the test, unfortunately, it's just practice. I mean, you have either max grade or 0 grade. You are just solve the task or you didn't solve this. You are not solving this task. That's it. So how you just have to train, because you may see that he failed, he didn't solve this correctly here, so he had a mistake there. So it means that you had typos, of course, and so you task on whiteboard much more complicated than on sheet, because you don't have much space. Так, не то.
Я бы сначала разобрал книгу, я разработал ее на принципе, подожди, получше единица, да, ну это нужно в итоге,
Меняется, что меняется, если ко второй, первой было.
главное тогда, чтобы была единица,
Ну, я вообще запуталась, короче, кто забыл, что я что получился, и как изготовить. Ничего.
ага. Что-то.
Три, 5, 5.
Если систему уравнений записывать, там как умножением делать?
Что?
Систему уравнений записывать умножением делать? Стакан.
Ну, как бы да, но только вот это получается строка.
Потом
So guys, I will show the third 3x3 matrix, how I if I were you, how I would solve this task. I will show some tricks. So, we already have 0 there. We want to do something with this. What can I do? Actually, I can just swap them. And change the sign.
What is the sign?
Yes, because I have -1, I just multiply on -1.
What for? Ah, like to get okay.
After this, I have 2. What I'm doing? Multiply on 2 and minus this 1. Guys, if you didn't, how say, it's too complicated to solve everything in your mind. I used to do it like this. So in your sheet, you have more space. Some, I mean, there, near to the end of this sheet and so on. I just solve it in somewhere else and put the solution in, like for instance, let's put it there, and it will be 2 minus 2, 2 minus 2, 2 minus 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, and when I subtract it, it will be 0 minus 3 plus 2, 1, 0, plus 2. And I am putting it there. Okay, first step is done. Now I want to eliminate this 3. What can I do? Again, I can do something with them, with 2 of them.
1 plus 1 minus 3 over 2.
I can again rewrite it, and for instance, I want to multiply third one on 3, 2. Yes, it will be 0, 3, minus and there it will be, and after this summarize them. And let's multiply it, because we have 1 point, we need to receive 1 in the end. It will be 1, 2, 3,
4.
4.
Just
Before, there we have 4 minus 3, 2, 0, 4, 4. 1, 1, minus 1, 0, 0, minus 1. There we have 2 minus 1. Like this. After this, I want to eliminate this one. I have to summarize them. And after this, I need to divide by 2. So to sum up, we already know the last column, or row, we already know the solution. After this, I summarize this and subtract this. And this at the end, I will receive the right answer. So just practice, nothing else. Now let's discuss about linear algebra itself. What do we know how course? Okay. When we're talking about AGLA, we may say that actually we have two sub-courses.
Yes.
Analytical geometry and linear algebra. What can we say about analytical geometry? What is this course about? Actually, it's course about curves, planes, and how it's applied to to geometrical tasks. What we will cover this moment, we will talk about splines, we will talk about planes. Actually, starting from the next week, we are starting to talk about planes, lines, line and space, and etc. Also, we will talk about second order of curves. It's hyperbola, parabola, and so on. We will go into 3D. We will talk about hyperbolic, hyperboloid, paraboloid, ellipsoid, and so on. It's one story. Second story is linear algebra. One of my friends, when I asked him what is it, linear algebra, he answered in a pretty nice manner. I'll go in linear algebra to understand how to solve system of linear equations. So actually, I'll go to understand how to solve a x equal to b. You may ask, okay, but I will ask you different questions. First of all, can you solve this task?
Yes.
Because no. Can we solve it? Why?
Yes.
And it's
sometimes we cannot. For example, if
And
b
is
is
one.
if
One
b
is
is
zero.
equal.
How many variables do we have there?
And
Two.
Yes.
How many equations do we have? N.
okay.
So actually, for solving this task, we have to use least square method. You can understand how it works using both methods, either calculus, using derivatives and so on, or linear algebra, because it's the inverse and blah blah blah. We will cover it in the next semester. What the practical case of this task is, I made an experiment in physics or whatever. I received a lot of points. And I want to find some line which will be the best fits on this point cloud. So we are minimizing the error between each point and find such parameters with this E3, E4, E1. So the summary of E should be the minimum. It's the first case. The second case. Can be solved such system of linear equations. Now it's parameters.
How can you solve
Nah.
that? Because we have three variables and two equations.
You can say so, because actually our
Sometimes we
solution in
can.
null space.
Sometimes we can.
No,
In common,
our solution null space. Our solution is not the one value. Our solution is the plane of values, and it's also about linear algebra. How to solve such equations. For instance, in manipulators, when we have more system of, I do that in some algorithms. I mean, when we have to receive the, not one solution, but plenty of solutions. In some cases, we cannot solve the task. We have with this equation 1 million and 1 million, so quite big equations, and we cannot solve it using such manners. In such cases, what we can do, we can try to estimate what's going from this A. We can find determinant in this or rank of matrix. We can find eigenvalues. We can find what else? Who knows about series?
Serious?
Разложение.
Uh,
Taylor series, what else? Why do we need them? Why do we need Taylor series?
Can you show what is it?
Actually, we can solve some function using this because in some cases we cannot solve it. We know we can represent A as a LO representation, SVD representation, and so on. All of these tools help us to solve some tasks. And now, what we covered? Actually, we kind of covered operations, like how to summarize, how to multiply, how to find dot product, cross product, because it's also operations in our case. Of course, some cases can be represented in geometrical way, some of them in maybe mathematical way. And so now we covered basics, like, as I told you, how to calculate dot product, cross product, scalar triple product, and so on. We covered this. And now we are going to understand how to work with this and with this. It's the main, so our work should look like this. It's the reason why we cover all this material in such manner. Because for diving in this topic, we need to know some basics. It's the reason why it's not a straight line, but it's a lot of points. And after this, we are going to the higher dimensions. And litigate material. So ask questions to begin with. Yes, that's what it is. Because you asked and I tried to answer. Any other questions? Okay, now we are going to the changing the basis. But before this, let's solve one task. So let's assume that I want to make the mechanism. For instance, I want to give a bunch of markers to this girl. In this case, what I have. Let's assume that I don't have eyes and I'm a like of manipulator. But I have camera who can, and my goal to give her these markers automatically. I mean that I need to write a code, so we find this girl, we can do something with this. So what the problem is? First of all, we need to understand where is our
Detect.
object target. Yes, how can we detect it? So by what?
Let's make a double frames and make sure to find something that moves.
Okay, what about object? What we need to use? Okay, camera, for instance. Can we use camera to find to detect the object? Can we receive the coordinates of this object?
We can read two cameras.
Okay, stereo camera, stereo para, okay. Stereo camera. We call stereo slam. Okay, what else? Can we use one camera?
Actually, yes.
How?
We can find some target points which we know, for example, here is some QR and we know the coordinates of this QR and camera sees this QR and calculates which is relative coordinates of this girl to this QR, which coordinates.
Okay, we will solve. We will use this knowledge a bit later. But yes, definitely right. What else? If we know some object, we can do it. What else? Can we do it in different manner? If let's assume that we don't know the object itself. What we are receiving from the camera?
Just a bunch of pixels.
What is it? It's in 2D. Actually, we can find someone on the flow in 2D. We want to transform in 3D.
Some of the cameras have
Okay, LiDAR. Okay, LiDAR. But that's about cameras. What else? Can we take a bunch of photos, and when we know the delta t, in this case we can find the difference between the photos and find.
Can we move camera?
What again?
Can we move camera?
Wait, actually, yes, we can.
So if we can move the camera, we can mimic the stereo camera. So
We can move a person also. Actually, MonoSlam works like this. So in MonoSlam, we make a lot of photos and we find the difference between these two photos and can find in 3D something. Of course, it's not so accurate as LiDAR or stereo camera. Okay, so let's call it G. Go. And we have camera. We can find the transformation. So actually, but in this frame we will know her position in terms of our camera. We have Oleg, our romantic guy, and his manipulator.
Abuser.
So link 1, link 2, and for instance gripper. So, to solve the task, of course, I can manipulate our manipulator only in terms of leg frame, because let's assume that I know I am a basis for this manipulator. So yes, I know that I can find this gripper only according to the O. What else? How can we solve the task? What do you think?
well, if we can find, for example, a table, and we know the table is rectangle, but in our camera it will be with a parallax effect. I don't know the correct image meaning.
Okay.
So, and we can think from this plane what is the angle of this table and predict the coordinates of objects on table or near with it.
It's not really about how to fit the right coordinates to our hand, or we know already coordinates and we know already coordinates. Or the task is how to find coordinates.
See, the task is called, I want to code that do I know the transformation from O to gripper? Yes, because it's just a forward kinematics. We know this information. We know this information. Now we are thinking how to probably connect this one. Actually, already proposed a solution. We can use Aruku markers, it's QR code, which help us, we can understand the marker difference. Like this. So our goal to find, so we want to code that our robot should take this, to put this gripper to this coordinate. The coordinate, yes, we know according to the rectangle. This point is our task. How? If we have 9 equations.
You know coordinates of camera, if we know relative coordinates of girl to camera, we can just get the coordinates relative to robot.
So would you write the problem equations like putting in by substitute? Yeah.
For example, let it be basis. Yes. Am I right?
Do you want to use camera as a basis?
You said that we have coordinates relative to camera of
Yes,
Earth.
yes, okay.
So okay, we can use this HQRS as basis, and let it be like one global plane and coordinates, and we have coordinates of this basis.
I'd like to, when we're talking about control, about this way, we can control manipulator only according to basis. When we are looking at basis.
What? I mean, if this is x1, y1, z1, whatever, and this is x2, y2, z2, y2, sorry. And like, we know coordinates relative to z, we can find just...
Actually, the answer might be
we can substitute
I can
from
take
this.
inverse transformation from this, and I solve the task.
We can find just...
Because you forget that you have also alpha 1, beta, and gamma. Our coordinate is not only about position, it's also about rotation.
It doesn't make sense.
I will, okay. I will explain so later. So again, to solve this task, actually we know this information, So we can transfer from all to greater. We know from camera to Yol and from camera to Oleg. In this case, we can just take inverse matrix and change the direction.
What is the transformation?
This change the basis, I will explain right now. And we can find from O to goal, from the goal, and we can work in one space. So in reality, it looks like this. We have connect, we have base, we have manipulator. How I did it? Do you remember the video with polishing shoe?
Yes.
So a rook marker helps me to work in camera's base. This manipulator, I can control this. Shoe, I can receive from connect, I can make a point cloud of the shoe. And after this, I am solving exactly the same task. And hooray, I can say the manipulator to move in this position easily because I know all these positions in terms of manipulator base.
I still don't get the statement of the task. What?
Some of you get it.
No, they are.
Yeah, exactly. But before, yes, can we solve this task? I forgot about it. What should we do?
Write a system of linear equations.
The first step, quick.
I would rewrite X as a matrix 2 by 2 of unknown.
Okay, you did it. What else?
I just rewrite it as a system of linear equations.
Okay. Could you propose any other fancy solution on the schoolish?
Evaluate your matrix between first and second, and it will be
No,
X.
we put inverse matrix of left and multiply both sides of inverse matrix of left. On the left we get X, and on the right we get matrix multiplication.
Okay, yes, you're right. So actually, let's rewrite this. Let's call it A, and it's D. A, X equal to D.
we are multiplied on a minus 1 to be so what's our goal? Find inverse matrix of A and after this multiply. Again, order is important. I will explain it on our common scalar tasks. When we are talking about with 2x plus y equal to 5, when we are talking about multiplication, for instance on 3, what we are doing? Actually, we are writing like derivative. Can we write it in such manner? Why?
Because it's numbers. No.
So, in our case, order is important. In classical, in scalar case, it doesn't matter where we are putting our numbers. In this case, it's important. So, actually, because you said correctly about that, we need to put it on the left side. Because, for instance, if I write it like this, it won't help us. We cannot say that it's identity something like this. Is the reason why we are putting it on the left side. So now I just multiply on the right side. So we have such expression and I multiply it on the right side. It's wrong.
I have a question. Can I?
Yeah.
So, marker, how can we say that I still didn't understand what we make because it can multiply upon the right side all the by taking minus 2. So we have x a minus 2, we will see a minus 1. And then you say that this is identity.
Yes.
But actually what we are doing, we're multiplying this by this. These may be other dimensions, and we can, for instance, so we can find such x that matrix would be, this is,
First of all, what we are talking about inverse matrix? What we are talking about? About square matrix.
Yeah. Just
So
one, is it only for square?
Yes. Inverse matrix works on the even yes.
I wanted this one.
Yes.
And we cannot define the inverse for
Non-square matrix. And for rectangular matrix, it's something different.
By non-square matrix, we increase the space into less erratic, and you can't transform it like line to plane and plane to line. It's not
Now let's go to the space, or for this one. Let's try to okay, let's divide in several groups, guys. I will work for each time with 4 people. Let's go from this, from left to right. Others will watch right now the Freely Brown video on their own mobiles and so on. Let's do like this. Почему? Потому что тема очень сложная, ее нифига никто не понимает, когда ее на доске объясняют. Поэтому много проще будет, что я буду лично каждому объяснять просто на бумажке. Поэтому пока смотрите Брауна, пытайтесь там понять, у вас появятся вопросы. После этого мы перейдем.
Can you show the
Change of the basis.
5 minutes?
Он здесь, по-моему, идет.
And I've seen it.
Okay. If you watch this, so in this case, you need try to answer on the following questions. First question. So, what's the difference between vector and coordinate vector? Why we can write this equation? And what is x? X star, x prime, and x. The second question. Third question is in which, let's say, is it vector or coordinate? If it's coordinate, so in each origin, in each frame, in each basis, on all bases or on new bases. And the fourth question, what can we do? Can we find such matrix? If you combine all of this together. This one called homogeneous transformation. I will actually there it is. The last question. Homogeneous silent. Так, давайте первую четверку поехали. Иди сюда. Давайте я туда перемещусь, там посмотрим. Поехали, что сидим? Видосики смотрим, отвечаем на вопросы. Берите маркер.